Hi, everybody. This is Philip Martin, and welcome to On Film, on video, on YouTube, on your Arkansas Democrat Gazette iPad app. However you're watching this, welcome. It is December 18th. Actually, it's December 15th because I do these early, as I tell you every week, because we don't have a script or anything, and I just kind of freewheel and do what we're saying. But it's a week out from Christmas. We are still locked down, though there is reason to be optimistic. The vaccines are rolling out, and maybe, we'll have a summer movie season next year. We don't know yet, but who knows? This week we've got another. It's not a. There are things to like about this week. I mean, there really are. We've got a Hilary Swank movie, and we got a Mila Jovovich movie, and I like both of those ladies, and I would be interested in seeing either one of those films under whatever circumstances, depending on what the other options are. As of this moment, I have not seen them. We may see them before the paper hits the newsstands. More likely I won't, but somebody might. So we may have reviews of them, we may not. But if we're getting kind of used to the idea of not reviewing everything every week right on schedule like we used to, because it's really impossible to do that now. One reason is because there's so much material out there that you could be looking at. Like I just watched the Meryl Streep, the Steven Soderbergh movie, Let Them All Talk. And, we should have had a review of that by the traditional standards. We would have had a review of that when it opened, which I guess was a week ago Friday. And, we still do that. We still do a bunch of that. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, for instance, is, we opened, we led the section with that week's because it was opening in theaters. There's nothing opening in theaters this week that we've seen yet. I'm running a piece that I really like that I've been holding a while by Wesley Morris of the New York Times about super cops, about Dirty Harry and the rise of that sort of phenomenon, that sort of icon, and it talks a little bit about the way that the movies have taught cops how to behave like cops, which I think is a very interesting phenomenon because I've observed it. Some of you may know that one of the things I did before I started doing this stuff was I was a police reporter, and I did a good solid 5 years off and on the police beat, and I've also done some investigations, some criminal investigations. And it's always sort of struck me as funny about how cops adopt movie cops' patois and body language and hold their guns sideways because they saw it in a movie and stuff like that. There's no practical reason for that. In fact, I think some people will tell you there are some reasons not to hold your gun sideways, but, that's what happens. We all are taught how to live by the movies. Okay. It's getting close to the time of year. Normally this time of year, I would have already turned in my ballot for the Southeastern Film Critics Association. I would already have like a top 10 that I voted on. That's not necessarily the top 10 that I carry around in my mind as the top 10 movies of the year, because I do that for a Sunday piece. It's at the end of the year, the last Sunday of the year every year. And I don't really care that much about it anyway. It's like you asked me about 2019, and that's a year of Parasite. 2018 is the year of Roma and The Shoplifters. But I can't. I keep that top 10 list. In fact, there's a book project I'm working on where I've got all these top 10 lists for the last 20 years just right there in front of me for for reference. But it's not like it's something that I really take very seriously. But anyway, I'm not voting until February now. Okay, that makes sense. The Oscars are in April, so we're going to have a couple months here, sort of like grace to get your top 10, your your favorite movies of the year together. But I'm still doing it for the last Sunday of the year, and I'm starting to go through the list. And the other day, I just wrote down the movies that I remembered seeing this year that I thought were worthy of thinking about some more, of considering. Some of them I knew aren't going to make the list, but I want to mention them in the year-end piece for whatever reason. And I just sat down and started listing movies. I came up with 41 movies, and then a minute ago I came up with 42 because I also want to talk about the Will Ferrell movie, Eurovision. The saga of the story of Fire Saga or whatever that is. And because it's a funny movie, it's the funniest Will Ferrell movie I've seen in quite a while. So, it's not like these are 41 great movies that I saw last year, but they are not even 41 movies that I would recommend without qualifications to everybody. It's just that, that's not a bad year. That's not, normally, I sit down and I come up with about that many movies that I want to consider or talk about. And I just thought of another one, Space Dogs. I want to talk about that. This is a great year for documentaries. There's just an amazing number of documentaries. And there's other movies that I haven't gotten around to yet because I'm getting 6, 8, 10 movies a day, either in my email or actually they're starting to come in. Starting to come in this form. Can you see? Okay, this glare is bad. Okay, Minari, which is the one that everybody is, well, all you cinephiles, all you cinephiles are wanting to see this one, especially you Arkansas folks, because it's set here in Arkansas, and it's Lee Isaac Chung went to high school in Arkansas, so he's one of us, and everybody is interested in this movie. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to see it because I got it right here. But, they're starting to send me these. I mean, I didn't think we were going to get really a whole lot of physical DVDs this year, but we are. First Cow, which is, of course, one of my favorite films of the year. On the Rocks, which is not one of my favorite films of the year, though it's worth seeing, especially if you like Bill Murray or you like New York City or you like, Sofia Coppola herself, which showed up. I'm Your Woman, which I just watched on Amazon just the other day, So, and I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which is another film I really liked a lot. I'm not sure it's going to get a whole lot of year-end love. But that's okay, because that's sort of what makes the horse race. I mean, I like a lot of films that other critics don't particularly care for. Other critics like films I don't care for. I was just, I wrote in probably even repeating myself a lot, because I just finished writing my new movies column. And so some of that stuff's fresh in my mind. And I mean this to be new material. I don't mean it to be recycled material, but sometimes I can't help it because that's the way my mind works. But, there's some films just don't hit me right. And that doesn't mean they're not good films, obviously. I mean, I don't think anybody takes this stuff, I don't think anybody takes it that seriously. And if you do, you really have a problem, because you shouldn't. It really does come down to a question of taste, and taste isn't something that we should spend a whole lot of time arguing about, because it is what it is. You can refine it and develop it, and I think it's useful to know more about stuff and to try to unpack what a director, what a creator, what an artist is doing, because I think that's fun. I think that's part of the fun of it. But it's not worth getting upset about. At least I don't think it is. I mean, some people have very strong opinions about this stuff, and it's fun to have strong opinions about stuff. But I just don't see the use in fighting over it. But you feel free to write me letters and criticize it, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to keep this short because it's almost Christmas week, and I am pretty busy. I hope that you tuned into the It's a Wonderful Life last night. If not, you can go to the theater. I think it's opening in theaters Friday, today. I know it's going to be at the movie tavern. I don't know if it's going to be everywhere, but it's going to be. So they're bringing that again. So that's really was kind of a good thing. And I think you can go to the Cinema Society website or the Arkansas Art Center website and still see my little talk about it, which at this point I have no idea what I'm going to say about it. I am going to watch the movie in real time. I haven't watched it in a few years, so I'm going to watch it in real time and tweet while I'm doing that. And I guess you can go back on Twitter, go back in time now, and see that. But really, we'll be talking about it, and there'll be this will be archived, and you can see that, and you can make fun of it or whatever you want to do. It's okay. It's a Wonderful Life. Not my favorite film, but a very interesting film, as I've said many times. Other than that, and we got 10 minutes, got 11 minutes into this. That's twice as long as they want me to do. But, hey, you and I know how it goes. We do this every week. We're here. We don't have anything to give away this week. But follow me on Twitter, @BorkDog. Watch this, react to this, send me email. And we will see you at the movies at some point in the future. Stay safe, wear the mask, and behave.